Raymond was a special minister and also a special human being. And Reverend John McLean, former minister of Unity of Nashville, currently the senior minister of Unity of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Reverend Raymond Shea was an utterly extraordinary man and an impactful minister. I am forever blessed to have known Raymond. Aren't we all? Marcia.
So next we have O. O stands for open. Raymond and Susan seemed to be open to serve where the Spirit led them. Raymond and Susan lived in Connecticut until 2008, when Raymond retired and they moved to Smyrna, Tennessee. And that's where he lived the rest of his life. As a retired minister, Raymond stayed active in the Unity Church and continued to work with other churches in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Murfreesboro, Tennessee. In addition to speaking at other churches, he also officiated weddings, holy unions, and celebration of life services that taught individual classes for the Nashville Adult Literacy programs. Joe.
These words are from Catherine Gauthier Trahiotis. Dear Susan, you both are remembered with fondness. My husband remembers Raymond as the first minister he connected with, having a loving grandfather energy. He was also so kind and accepting of all the children and delighted by their presence. I remember his deep love for Emerson and your beautiful handiwork on the handprint quilt. Perhaps his words spoken as deep peace are appropriate, not only for you, but for all of us today. This is from Laurel Workman, the music director. Raymond changed my life, and I will always be grateful for everything he taught me. And from Beverly Ouellette, youth and family director, I'm so sorry to hear of Raymond's passing. I had no idea of how much he accomplished in his life. He was a good man. He approached me to be the next director of youth and family services, and it was one of my favorite jobs. We had such a great community under his leadership. You were both a great team and very lucky to have each other. Please be gentle with yourself. I am keeping you in my thoughts and prayers.
So the N stands for natural. It seems Raymond was a natural teacher and counselor and minister. Those qualities seemed to make a big difference within those he served. Raymond loved to tell jokes and help others find humor in life, no matter what the situation. He enjoyed going for long walks and being near water, but not necessarily in it. He could and would spend hours in a bookstore and had a strong appreciation for music and art. Raymond was passionate about gardening and found peace and contentment in his yard, tending to flowers and vegetable plants. He was an excellent writer who valued the power of the written and spoken word and was known to write poetry from time to time. Raymond had a way of making those around him feel cared for and uplifted simply with his positive and non-judgmental way of being. He encouraged his loved ones to pursue their passions and would cheer them on in every step of the way. Raymond touched many people's lives as a father, a friend, a minister, and helped them to believe in their own power to create positive change in their lives. Norman.
These words are from Reverend Christine Bolin, the current senior minister of Unity of Greater Hartford. We are eternally grateful for the faith, vision, strength, love, and wisdom that Raymond shared. You are in our prayers and our hearts. From Jess Chatfield, I'm sorry you lost your beloved to the other side of the ethers. What a beautiful obituary, weaving the essence of Ray through his works, contributions and impact in our world. From Shell Denise, I'm sorry for your loss. I truly loved and respected Reverend Raymond. He was always there for me when I was a member of the church. I think of the two of you often. From Sandra Lee Dupas, choir member, I loved Raymond dearly. Heaven has truly gained another angel. From Jim de Cordova, Raymond left an indelible mark of Unity teachings on all of us. I will forever be grateful for the journey of unity in both of you.
And the D. D stands for divine. Charles Fillmore says the definition of divine is godlike, or having the nature of the Christ Spirit within. It seems that Raymond Shea was able to be in this world and simply not of it, whether he was being a minister, a teacher, a husband, a father, a grandfather, an uncle, or a friend. Joan.
From Elizabeth Rondo, Unity of Bowling Green, Kentucky. She says that Raymond and Susan had such peaceful and loving lights and were great blessings to her. Julie McCoy, Susan's friend from elementary school, stated, I'm so glad that you were able to live your life with your beloved partner, Raymond. Robin Raposa, Raymond's niece, said, I'm so sorry to hear of the news. Uncle Ray was a wonderful person. And Eleanor Beryl Schaefer, Susan's long-term friend in Hartford, who now lives in Martha's Vineyard. The two of you were such a beautiful team, walking each other home. a testament to love.
This is in loving memory of Raymond from Marty. I wanted to tell you a short story about what I learned from Raymond. I knew his life work had always been about teaching, but until Sue and Raymond moved to Smyrna, I hadn't had the chance to know him very well. There was some occasion when we would gather at his house for something, at their house for something, and there were a lot of people milling around, and we were counting heads and calculating who would ride in which car, and Raymond was nowhere to be found, so I asked Sue, where was he? She said he was already in the car. When he was ready to go, he just gets in a car and he waits. I had never heard of that, but it dropped pretty quickly off my list of things to think about at that time. Well, a few years passed before I thought about Raymond's quirky habit again. By then, my generally good-natured grandson was in middle school, and there were struggles, but the worst for me was leaving on time in the morning. I did all the usual wrong things. I lectured, I yelled, I grounded him, and since those things didn't help a bit, I kept looking for some resolution. Raymond's habit seemed worth a try. So, one cold morning, I decided I'll give it a try, and it worked. I kept seeing other ways of using that lesson. Eventually, I realized that the real lesson was how to let other people handle their responsibilities. It was from Ronnie Rao, prayer chaplain, and the office assistants. Raymond's transition marks the end of an era. He was a beloved minister, the teacher of the first caliber, a man who inspired him. It just went from there. Oh, I found it, excuse me. It was simple that I didn't even see it for a while, the lesson that he had shared was on top. Well, here we go with a mistake. That's okay, Raymond, I'm sorry. But every time I was able to sit down and shut up while someone else figured out what they should do, I stopped to say a little thank you for Raymond. And I knew that it was the best kind of teaching he could have ever provided. And now there are personal sharings by Ellen Shea and Stephanie Shea, please.
My dad told me more than once that he was not afraid to die because of a near-death experience he had had as a child. He grew up in Newport, which is an island off the coast of Rhode Island, and despite being surrounded by water, he never learned to swim. But he played in the ocean, and as a young boy, perhaps 8 or so, he was surprised and knocked down by a larger wave. He told me he was pushed to the ocean floor, but he didn't feel frightened. A peaceful feeling overtook him, and he was ready to surrender to it. Then a voice told him, "It's not your time. You have to kick to the surface." He did so, and therefore survived to have a long life, meaningful and beneficial to so many. An early childhood experience like that might traumatize some people. Instead, he found a lesson in it. He felt it prepared him to accept the inevitable without fear. I will say he did not take to swimming or even wading in the water. As long as I knew him, he loved the ocean, but only to look at. However, he did make sure that my sister and I both took swimming lessons at a young age, so we would know what to do in a similar situation. And more than once as children, we enjoyed swimming in the Atlantic off the coast of Rhode Island. Waves knocked us down, and we always kicked to the surface. Our eyes burned with salt. Sand filled all our crevices. But we were never afraid to return. We're not afraid of water. And hopefully one day we'll meet our deaths with the same courage. I hope that for all of us.
One of the clearest memories I have of my dad that really demonstrated his character was I was in high school. I can picture the whole conversation perfectly. It was my junior year. I'd been working on college applications, and I decided I wanted to major in journalism. And my dad was a great writer. You all already mentioned that. Even when we were growing up, he would correct our grammar. If we ever said my friend and me are going out, he'd make sure to say my friend and I are going out. And we'd joke, Dad, you're not going. And his reminders paid off because my sister and I think, have pretty few grammatical errors in our writing. But on this afternoon, he appeared in my doorway and said, you know, writers don't make a lot of money. I just thought I should let you know there's other professions that would pay a lot more. And I didn't let him get much further. I'd already heard about this before. And I told him I just didn't really care that much about money. I thought it would make me happy to be a writer. And he said, okay, I just wanted to let you know. And that was it. And I didn't realize how remarkable that conversation was, and the fact that was really the only conversation we had about my career choice until later in life, when I met people who said their parents and often their dad tried to pressure them into certain career paths. And my dad was just very live and let live. He wanted people to be happy. He took on the role of a supportive cheerleader who would occasionally offer guidance, but ultimately he trusted us to make the right choice for ourselves. So it really boosted my confidence, and I think it made a big difference in how I navigated the world. And the other memory I have of him is very helpful as I'm grieving his loss. When my mom died, I hadn't really thought about our soul's path. I was only 20. And my dad, he hadn't gone to minister school yet, but he had a lot of wisdom in this area. And he told me he had a theory, and maybe this does come from Unity, that a person's soul knows when they're complete with their work here on earth. And he said he felt on a subconscious level a person will know when they're preparing to leave the planet for their next mission. So we were really devastated by this untimely death of my mom, but my dad was finding some peace knowing that my mom had something to do on a soul level that required her to leave the earthly plane. And of all the things that people said to me around the time of my mom's passing, my dad's philosophy was what helped me the most. I felt really comforted by the fact my mom was in charge and she wasn't pulled away before she was ready. I liked the idea that she was ready, even if we weren't ready. And my dad gave us this gift of a long life and the chance to say goodbye. And I think he really wanted to make sure we didn't have to go through a shocking death the way we did with our mom, and it was such a gift. He let us know he was ready, and I remembered his soul is in charge. So even though a person never feels ready to lose their loved one, my dad was a generous soul, and he made it as easy as he could on us. Yeah, I was very grateful.
So I'm affirming that this was as much a blessing to you to be here today and hear all of this about his life as it's been for us in the chaplain program to just go through this and read this and find out so much about the life of this amazing man. and Susan, how much of a blessing he has been to you and to all of us, and you are still to all of us. So we are at the close of this service, and there's going to be a few things I want you to be aware of. Number one, at the very end, if you go right through this door right here, there's food. That's always a good thing. There's food for all of us. The other thing I want you to know is there was another poem by Martha Smock. You may not know that name, but if you've been in Unity long, Martha Smock was the editor of the Daily Word for over 35 years. So you may have heard her in that. We're going to have Lysia in a moment come and read that, and then you're going to hear Raymond's voice. So just be prepared for that. He's going to be speaking the Gaelic blessing, which is what he always loved to speak. And then Michael King is going to bless us with some music at the end.
No Other Way by Martha Smock. Martha Smock was the editor of the Daily Word for over 35 years. Could we but see the pattern of our days, we should discern how devious were the ways by which we came to this, the present time, this place in life, and we should see the climb our soul has made up through the years. We should forget the hurts, the wanderings, the fears, the wastelands of our life, and know that we could come no other way or grow into our good without these steps. Our feet found hard to take, our faith found hard to meet. The road of life winds on, and we, like travelers, go from turn to turn until we come to know the truth that life is endless and that we forever are inhabitants of all eternity. Blessings.
Deep peace of the running wave to you, deep peace of the flowing air to you, deep peace of the quiet earth to you, deep peace of the shining stars to you, deep peace of the gentle night to you, moon and stars pour their healing light on you, deep peace of Christ, the light of the world, and so it is. Amen.
try to light his own candle some other way. See now your sister, she's been robbed, she's been lied to, still holds that candle without a flame. So go take your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the helpless, the tired, and the poor. Go take your candle for all to see. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. With these hands I will bring to you a tender love as warm as May. With these hands I will bring to you a tender love as warm as May. With this heart I will sing to you long after stars have lost their glow. And with these hands I'll provide for you. Should there be a stormy sea, I'll turn the tide for you. No, I will never, no, I will never, no, I will never let you go.
And so you can extinguish your candle. Because I think that was another Raymond's message to you, to go take your light into this world in the same way that he did. Judy's going to play a little something on the piano, and we're just going to, and I think you want to come up here and get candles. That might be the easiest thing. Yes? And right through that door will be where food resides. How's that?